Hey, what's up? It is Kayla here, a part of Rucker's Pokemon. I'm here with week 2. Sorry if I sound a little under the weather, it's because I am under the weather. But I'm here with week 2. Week 3 has already gone on. Honestly, I haven't looked at the results of week 3 yet, so I'm really under the impression of just week 2 right now. We'll get to week 3 when we get to week 3. So, we have a very, very interesting team. This is some Troy music. If you know, you know. But let's go into the week. Everything's gonna stay in this time. Everything's gonna stay in. So let's bring in power rankings heading into week 2. So we have the New Jersey Jellicents ranked as the 3rd best team up against the Kansas Klefkis, ranked as the 13th best team. This was a very interesting matchup. If you were paying attention last week, Kansas Klefki got a really nice win over, in my opinion, a top team, I believe, in the Gone Armorers. So they fell all the way to 8th because of it. So to me, this was kind of like we were gonna see whichever team was better. Kansas Klefki, I felt like no matter what the result was gonna be, they were probably gonna get a boost just because I felt like they were playing very, very well, and especially with this team comp that you're gonna see, we're just on fire. We see Blissey into Rever Room as I go too fast, Shadow Ball, Shift Gear on the Houndstone. I feel like nobody knows how to defeat Houndstone. Like, the fact that Typhlosion is not coming out right now is a little telling. Like, comes in, and it's like, what do? Now everything's just getting chipped, now you get the Volt Switch, now you bring in the Typhlosion finally, but now it's a, Blissey. Like, I feel like this team just wasn't really playing its best. I feel like this team's best is when it's getting momentum, when it's U-turning, when it's, those crazy plays. You just you don't see that. This game, you didn't really see it last week. Killer's just gonna go down. Rever Room comes back out, but that's a free Houndstone. Like, pretty sure Rev gets T-Spikes. I would have loved to seen a T-Spikes this game. I would have loved to seen something out of this, but yeah, Brick Break tech is so wild, but free soft boils, like, it's just gonna get up rocks, and once rocks are up, it's kind of hard for Gyarados to get in. It's, forces a Toedscruel to come in and take some more chip. Like, Avalugg just needs to get in the game. And it's just not in the game. Like, comes here, it forces a switch into, like, which, would be Terra Dark. Like, I just feel like the prep wasn't here this week. I think that's why I'm, like, worked up about it. Is like, prep is just not here. I don't even know if I play against Kansas Klefkis, but, see a Willow here. I believe we're gonna see, it come out and do 31, which is insane, and it's gonna pick up the kill, but, Shell Smash, Gara gets it, it's not gonna kill though, and Blastoise just does it again, and that's that pretty much, because even if this comes in, takes the hit, dies, we're gonna see some real heat. Klefki gets up the Sun to bring in Harvest Eggy to win the game. Like, phenomenal prep on this side. I was really down on this prep. I just don't think this was the week. Usually how I go about rankings, like, a top team loses, I usually give them the benefit of the doubt of, like, this just wasn't your week, let me see next week. I'm really interested to see how the New Jersey Jellicents really come back from this and whatnot. So moving on to next week, we have one of the matchups of the week in my opinion. You have Ghana, who just played the Klefkis, as ranked as the 8th best team and the number 1 team, the Steamy Stunfisk, and we get to see how these two kind of battle. To me, this was not so much as a must-win from Gone Armorers, but I needed to see something. And that was pretty much how I went about this. Steamy Stunfisk, they just need to play. I mean, it looks pretty simple. It's just, where it comes in and does work. It just needs chip on, like, a door or a Meloetta, and it's just gonna go crazy, right? So that's what I would assume from just these two things. But we're gonna see Quillfishly and we're gonna see T-Spikes, and from there I'm like, how are you supposed to do? because the Tauros just comes in for free. Bulk up, knock, and we're gonna see a crazy weakness policy item. And now we have, I believe, the worst Pokemon I've ever seen. Oh, we'll get to it then. We'll get to it. Belly Bulk in, Quillfish free, Toxic it's gonna take, and it could just set up T-Spikes, Volt Switch. You know how B, Sandslash Boots, Knock, unfortunately banded, and you're not gonna be able to spin, but you get Gardevoir in for free. Tingent is gonna take 27. Electrosk in, free U-turn now. And then bring back in Tauros, and now we have the worst Pokemon I've ever seen played. And it starts with this turn. Is no Scald on this Alomola or something? Should absolutely be clicked, but fine, flip turn, and you read Meloetta. Okay, pretty standard, pretty standard. We see Raging Bull come out and do 70. So if I'm in their shoes, I'm clicking Psychic, I'm clicking, you know, I don't know what to assume from this Meloetta because it could obviously be physical as well, but you gotta hope it's special. There's really no special attackers on this team, and you have Tinkaton, you have Frostlass as kind of weapon, Sandslash as well, maybe a physical weapon. And we can only assume it's Scarf just because this next move, U-turn. What? Yeah, and something I mentioned in the power rankings for this team, but and you're gonna see again. They just really wanted to assume that the +1, +1, +1 Tauros would switch every single turn. And even though this mod absolutely ravishes, you know, remainance of this team, like, now I'm chipped, Tinkaton's already getting chipped, like, I'll back in, but we saw flip turn, so bulk up on a flip turn, and we see Frostlass come out, which is just, you know, it doubles. I don't know. When you see flip turn come out, when you see U-turn come out of Meloetta, you kind of just stay in and click buttons because your opponent is just not respecting the +2 Tauros. Like, this one's 15 points. It's not like it's like, you know, which is, I think that's even like 10, but like, it's not like Bruxish. No, like, it's not like a Dark even, like, this is a fucking Tauros. This is a Tauros. Like, you graded seriously. Because now you're just losing Belly Bolt. Even if it has Rocky Helmet, Rock Slide is some crazy tech, I don't really know what that's for, but Trailblaze, they haven't switched. They just don't have Scald or something. Mellow comes out, Mellow's dead. So now Gardevoir just looks crazy good. Because Tinkas has 73, and that was 9 turns of extreme pain. Look how much Tauros just did. It killed Belly Bolt, killed Meloetta. Alola got some chip, like, absolute fantastic position, because now because of the flip turn, and because they died, now Gardevoir comes back in, and, like, even if they switch, they see Meloetta, and they switch to, what can I get, like an Electros. You know what Electros is going to click on whatever comes in? U-turn. And then guess what? We're either going to see Tauros come out, or we're going to see a Moonblast from Gardevoir, and guess who comes in? Oh, I guess Alola comes in this time, but guess who comes in the next turn? Tinkaton. So, like I said, this game plan was really simple. It was going to be chip down Tink, and yeah, 3 U-turns. Like, I won't say the prep was bad, but like, the play was just not very good. Not very good. Seeing Meloetta die, seeing Belly Bolt die, and yeah, I'm chip. It's just chip into chip into chip into chip, and now it's, I mean, a Scarf, so I think the switch is fine. You see Thunder Punch come out. You could probably U-turn here on the Sandslash. Yep. Gardevoir comes back in, and then again, just Moonblast now, and yeah, I think that's the right play. Gigaton doesn't kill. So Thunder Punch, this dies, and then Terra Braviary into Terra Blast, or Body Slam. Yeah, a match of all time. Next, we have me. We have the Cincinnati Willows, ranked as the #2 team, up against the Screaming Skull Villains, ranked as the #5 team. I won't commentate too much because this is my match again, and I don't really want to get too much into it. Um, but I can't really go over the prep of my team because I had a friend make it. I was busy throughout the whole week and just dealing with a lot of stuff. So um, they were lucky enough to give me kind of the team, and then Komala was just the set I came up with. I think I edited one of these guys, but supposed to outspeed some stuff. And same with a lot of these guys. They're just supposed to outspeed stuff because there was Oricorio to worry about. There was Alcremie to worry about. So um, we had a lot of hazers and whirlwinds and clear smogs. So that was kind of the team. It's just crazy. It's just a crazy team. We're gonna put this on fast. So not the lead I was expecting. Taunt is a really nice play. I can't use whatever, but this is a free EQ. Just a free EQ. So I will take that. I got Hydrapple. I was expecting, I think, a double or something. Crunch out does nothing. Free Willow on anything because we know Skull Villain is probably not coming out this early into the game. Knock does nothing. Taunt, I think I just EQ'd here. Yeah. And just, like, Quagsire, I'm not going to pause. Quagsire did so much. Sorry for the mess. Quagsire did so much this game. Like, right here, I was like, I'm sacking Quag. And then Probo comes in on a balloon, and I was like, okay, fair enough. But it's a free recover, and Quack just has life in this game for no reason. Hydrapple comes in on the body press, so this is a free, Giga Drain, and we pop the balloon, which is wonderful. Probably Ninetales comes back in, and we can, Quag to sack to a Solar Beam, possibly. But it's not. It's just not. So it gets another EQ. Scoville's gonna get back to health, so it doesn't really matter, but Komala always lives, and it is banded Komala, so Body Slam always kills there, which was fantastic. So I was really happy about that. I felt like that was a really, really good trade for me, because look at Scoville into these two. Like, insane. So Triple Axel comes out. I really wish I was Helmet. I think it was, that's next week. Yeah, next week I had like 3 hunters. But you're in a really, really good spot here. It's just we can hit on top, get ready for Hydrapple sweep or Armor sweep, and then go from there. So Terra Dragon on the knock, Brute Bonnet comes out, and Crunch does some crazy work. Luckily I'm able to get the Bandit off, which was really good, really, really nice, because now Armor comes in on the sucker with the Colbur Berry, and they get the kill. So that was kind of the big thing. I didn't really know how to deal with Brute Bonnet. Even if I was, being all on my own, like, I had no idea what to do with Brute Bonnet. So it was really, really nice. Prepped my friend. So I see Giga. I was just trying to make sure I was out of, like, triple range or something, and I was going to pick up the rest of the kills because it's Hydrapple and it's amazing. So that is gonna wrap up that, and we're gonna move to the number 1 team, which I think I purely did, just off, like, purely with the schedule so far. I felt like I performed better in the games that I played, but it's really subjective. I think the top 2 teams have really cemented themselves, and it's, 3 through 8 to really carve out the rest of the playoffs, projected playoffs, I should say, because we still don't really have the format set in stone. So yeah, when Screwing Villains now move to 0-2, but they should be able to recover. They should be able to pick up the next game. If they don't, we're gonna have some very uncomfortable conversations, very, very uncomfortable conversations. So let's on to next team. So we have, let me just make sure that we have one of the better teams in the league, the number 4 team, California Crooks, up against the number 10 team, Luxio Livy Legion. One of the best coaches in the league by far. California, even if their team is kind of stuck, just kind of they'll figure it out. Even if weeks maybe they start slow or whatever, you kind of they'll get one back. They'll figure something out. And Alexio Livy's Legion is a team I was very low on. If you notice, they are 10th in the RU polls. That's because of me. The free polls, I think they were like a top 5, top 6 team. But because I had them so low the first week, and I'm pretty sure they lost the first week, or they did something the first week, that could have I had them, so that's why they dropped so far. But we're just gonna jump right into it. So we have a really nice throw chop here, to get rid of, you know, or something coming out like that. And now this mod gets in and unfortunately does not click underground. So hate to see that. Cobalion comes in. Ironhead is gonna do a ton, and it's a very questionable decision in my opinion, but maybe it's Scarf. I don't know. I don't know. But Glare's not gonna work on an electric type, and there goes Florges, and that's kind of unfortunate because now all the special attackers look really, really nice, especially like a Braviary, a Samurott looks nice with Terra Water Surf, like, and it's gonna do it again. It has no reason not to. It only does 28, so I guess it does have a reason not to. Sith comes out, Boom Burst is just gonna kill, and now it's just picking off kills because you have the Mon advantage, so now you can play a little bit more loosely. Obviously, you know, you live the attack, which you do, and you get the EQ right back, but PC out, picks up the kill, but at this point it's a little bit too little too late. We see Ice Beam come out, I'm pretty sure this, and the freeze, but it doesn't really matter. And from there, that's game. So, very interesting week 2, because I was kind of not this outcome. California, like I said, very well coached, and it was just, you know, it was another off night, maybe it was something. Obviously, Brooks had a feast the first week, but really not expecting that, and because of that, I think they fell to 6th, which isn't a lot, but it was just a very weird week, very, very weird week for them. And Alexio, Livy, Legion, I'm pretty sure they jumped up. Or no, they fell because I felt like a lot of other teams also fell, but a lot of other teams also won. I mean, it was just a very weird week. Like, I don't know how else to put it. So that, just a very, very weird week in terms of standings. So very good win. It's probably gonna go a long way for just a win. If you pick up wins against teams you feel like you're not supposed to win, whether it's because of coach or matchup or whatever, those go a long way. So nice, very nice week, and we can out this game. This Heracross versus Bugs, and Heracross is just gonna click rock its Scarf, and it's just gonna kill. It's just gonna kill some stuff. At 16 PP, so yeah, it just picked up kills. I feel like we don't need to really go through this game, but nice game. They jumped up a lot of the polls for me just because a lot of other teams just lost. Like, that was a big thing. A lot of other teams just lost, so I kind of, you know, won. I kind of had them decide, but yeah, I'd redo it. I'd probably, I don't know what I would do if I would redo it. I'd probably do the same thing or something similar. So, heading into the third to last game, we have the Rutgers Rampardos up against the Tokyo Aces. I'm a little bit lower on. I feel like you need more offense, and there haven't been any transactions made up to this point. So I'm really just waiting for the first domino to kind of this team. But we have the Rutgers Rampardos, which you know, against the worst team in the league. So this is kind of a match, and this team got, I think, a nice 4-0 or 6-0 or something. So very matchup against two of the worser teams in my opinion, and we can kind of see what transpire. So Terra for Terra Articuno, Terra Water for Terra Rampardos. Oh my god, this is so slow. So we see Articuno come out on a Psychic Noise. It's going to take 34. No Roost. Just going to pivot into a Chansey. And Slashing. Yeah, and does it have Psyshock? It does not have Psyshock. It has Psychic Noise only. So Chansey can kind of get in for free. It's going to get some chip on Breloom. Breloom is probably banded, loaded dice, something like that. We see CC come out. It's only going to do 31. I don't know. But we're gonna see the Hat Sack, which, you know, go into a lot of mons here, and we see Bullet Sea come out. You can go into a lot of mons here. You could probably pivot into Dragology and then pivot back to Breloom, or you can pivot into Bisharp, or I don't know. I don't know about the hat stack, but we see them come out. We see a crit 30, 19, 23, and we see 4 hits. So um, we see it switch back out. So I mean, probably banded because like 20 is kind of crazy for what a 60, 25, 72 base power move doing 20 and then I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We see Terragrass Articuno on probably a Rock type move. We see Air Slash come out and a Rock Slide just we see Free-Dry, we see them trying to go, and it did outspeed, so it's definitely, you know, something. We see Waterfall come out, Dragati comes in, and it could just click a button here. Honestly, it could click a button, it could set up T-Spikes. Like, Dragati is a really good mon at the moment. Flip Turn comes out on possible Eruption. We see Rampardos come in, and that is a dead Dondozo because of Scarf, Sheer Force Rampardos. We see this come in. Does it have SD? It does not, because it just Drain Punches there in Life Orb. We see Dragalge come back out, and at this point it's pretty much GG's. You have the Mon advantage. You do have Breloom, which does take this out. You can Flip Turn here. You see T-Spikes. I think T-Spikes is phenomenal. I think they should have 2. I think 1 is probably ideal. But we see Breloom come out. This is a free CC or Bullet Seed. We see Bullet Seed, and it is banded because it only hit twice. But Bisharp comes in. It's gonna get the Iron Head, and nothing's gonna happen. We're not gonna see a Soft Boil. We're not gonna see anything. And now it's GG's. Fire Blast Miss does matter just because look how much it's gonna do. So definitely matters, but you have a Regieleki and you have a Bisharp in the back. So I feel like it was kind of off. This is just the icing on the cake, right? Really? We play rough and we see a Mimikyu go down. So probably should have been a 1-0 win, but still, nonetheless, to me, an impressive win. I didn't really give this team a lot of credit just because, you know, you have a water type. You don't have a water type, but I guess Terra Rampardos just proved me completely wrong. So really good week from them. Tokyo Pachirisus, I believe, dropped to 1-1 with barely a plus differential. So just really interesting. We're seeing a lot of, you know, come out and do their things, but yeah. Have JMS Pokemon going up against, I believe, the Cecil Ceruledge. Ceruledge are ranked as the 7th best team. Yeah, for I'm only gonna say if they're ranked if they are top 8 and above. So that's my little thing for now. So yeah, Ceruledge have a really nice roster in my opinion. You have a very nice Fighting Psychic Dark Core, which is paramount in lower tiers. And you have on the other side also a nice Fighting Psychic Dark Core, but it's not as offensive as this one. It does, you know, was just nice. We saw Magnezone Heat last week. Can we see Magnezone Heat this week? Let's find out. Let's put this on fast though. We see Burning Bulwark come out, which is really nice prep because it's gonna get burned. And Axel is now not gonna kill. We're barely do half. Webs come up, and now we start getting into the interesting part of this battle. Crit obviously does not matter. We see this come out, which is like, okay, yeah, you're venting spin, okay, that's... And then we see Terra Poison come out, and now it's a free spin. Well, eventually, but knock. This thing is taking any hit. Free spin! So what was the point? What was the actual point of Webs? If you were gonna Terra this immediately, if you weren't gonna be... You know, weakness policy. You could have been weakness policy, and that would have been insane. You would have swept, and it would have been game. But instead you were Terra Poison, letting the rapid spin go off. Like, I have some questions, and look how much that did. It did nothing. And now it's a free flip turn into a zone, which is going to take us probably sturdy because we see Steel Beam come out. So, yeah, and the free Shadow Sneak. So, crazy tech again with the Steel Beam. I like that. And Leaf Storm comes out, and now it's all of a sudden it's 5-3, and a knock is out. Like, just not a great position now. What's really nice, with the webs on the field is now very much not nice. You see Core come out, and versus this one in, do we see a knock? We don't. We see poison jab, no poison. Rotombo is forced to come in on Poltergeist knockoff is such a nice thing to see. Ice Punch comes out, and at this point it's pretty much game. We see Sneak come out, and it's gonna put it in range of this guy for knock. AV's really interesting. I would love to know what that was exactly for. Knock comes out on the Specs. Spec Shell Smash. Hey yo, and it's not gonna kill because it's this Scarf. So 4-0 win against a team that I had as the 7th best team is definitely great. I think moved up all the way to like 9, just on the border. Very nice win, very nice tech. Like, this team is very much one of those teams where if it doesn't work, it looks kind of bad. It looks like, like why'd you do that? But when it works, when you see Steel Beam go off, it works. It works. We see, in my opinion, offensive Wochen, like the Storm knockoff is insane. We see Encore on the Screamtail, which, I mean, that, to me, it's what makes Screamtail like one of those like, should be allowed because Encore is crazy. But we just see some really nice prep. We see some just interesting decisions on the other side. But going on to the last game that we had a forfeit from the Coney Cats. They were forfeit win from the Boston Breloom. And then the last game we had was the Hero Hunters up against, I believe, Trick Room. That we don't have the replay of, but it did happen. Hero Hunters won, I think 1-0 or something around there. So big win. It unfortunately was not included in the RU polls just because I try to have those out on like Tuesday or Wednesday, and I just didn't have time. So we had this game. I really don't want to cover it. As someone who's participated in these games, it's fun in the moment, but everyone else is, I don't, you'll see. I mean, it's just Metronome, and it's like cool. It's also just like also there's no weaknesses now, which is pretty cool. We see Triple Kick come out, and Tail Whip is really funny, but yeah, that's a thing. This is a game. This is a game that is happening, and we see a hard swap. I can't believe they're getting like the moves at the moment. Okay, I lied. I lied. I didn't really see this part. I kind of enjoyed this battle because I was like, this is not fun. Solar is going to do a lot. We see Glare, and I believe turn 10 is when they stop. I lied. Turn 11. Y'all can't do this. Y'all can't be doing this. Y'all cannot be doing this. Did someone set up Sunny Day? Oh, Solar Blade. Does that just set up Sunny Day? That is really. Oh no, got a Sunny Day. So yeah, and this is this thing. This is a thing. We have Solar Beam. Yeah, I'm gonna skip through this battle. It's, you know, you can see what they're doing. They're really using like the moves, like counter. We counter again, so it is gonna pick the kill, which is really funny. But yeah, skipping through this, you see Fall Swipe, like, very entertaining game in my opinion. We see Rest Sleep Talk, we see Solar Beam, like, we see Outrage, Takedown, Baneful Bunker, and it dies to Rock Slide. So that is gonna end off the week. Not on the highest note, but definitely a note. I think it was the first game of the week, so it wasn't like we were waiting on this and it was the last game. But very week number 2 after this week. Cincinnati Willows have taken the #1 spot. Simi Sunfists fall down to 2, but again, they're pretty much top 2 teams. It doesn't matter where you put them. Attack on Titan, Kids, Klefkis, huge boost from just the other teams like the NJ Jellicents, California Crooks, Screaming Skull Villains just falling. Coney Cats rise as Cecil Saraledge and Gone Armouge fall. NJMS up to 9, and the other 2 teams that I just mentioned, 10 and 11th, respectively. Luxio Livy Legion falls a little bit, but they're still on the rise. And Gone Armor just continued their results, then you can see the Luxios making a rise. Tokyo Pachirisus come in at 13, Rutgers Rampardos come in at 14, Trick Room team is just on the ball. Again, forfeit loss, so take that with a grain of salt. But 15th, Texas Pecs 16th, Mailstone Fisher 17th, Boston Breadlooms 18th, Hero Hunters 19th, and the Bug Army rounding out the list at 20. So very interesting week in regards to just the matchups. We saw a lot more upsets this week. We saw best teams kind of carving their niche. The top two teams are very well pronounced, and in my opinion, the worst team is also very pronounced. But yeah, we'll have to see, you know, to see the top 5 really develop next week, in the next couple of weeks. You know, what's gonna be the turnout. So very interesting games far, and I'm very excited for week 3 and for the rest of the league. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and like and all of that great stuff. We're trying to post, I'm trying to have a schedule, but when you get sick and you have classes and stuff, just gonna get in the way. So I'm really sorry if any of these get delayed or late, but thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great one, and peace.